Join Dalton and Jacob as they discuss the ever-changing world of trading card games. TCG Buzz starts now.
What's up, Buzz Squad? It's your boy Dalton. I'm back at it again with the ginger over there.
I talked too much last time, so
You act like it's going to change.
You do all the talking right now.
So I got me some hot sauce here. So if you would like to give us a super chat, putting down a name, either mine or Jacob's, that person will be taking some hot sauce.
What?
Ghost pepper. Ghost pepper hot sauce. Ooh. Isn't that going to be fun, Jacob?
That means you, Christian. You can get us back for, 3-4 years ago when we had a buddy fight tournament?
It won't do nothing. He's like, I won't be there to see it personally.
All right, so, yeah. Originally, we were going to do a thing with me eating Bean Boozled jelly beans just as a fun thing if we got any super chats, just as like a little extra reward. You know, we're trying to raise Thanks, Christian. Let me finish what I was saying first. No, you know what? I won't. Let's we got some seeds on there.
Thanks, Christian.
So, as I was saying, I was gonna do Bean Boozled jelly beans. Why does it taste like bacon?
What?
It tastes like bacon. What? I don't know. Oh, that's hot though. I was gonna do Bean Boozled jelly beans, but someone here threw my jelly beans away.
Did you just want to get sick from your jelly beans?
Maybe.
Trying to save you, but all right.
Talk, please.
Talk. Oh, jeez. So today we're going to be doing our, per usual, preview of the next sets, since there's 2 coming out. The Climax boosters are coming. You have Golden Garga and, what is it, Violence Vanity, right? I'm pretty sure that's right. So your boy, he's got the bad guys because there's more stuff in it that I want.
Yeah, it just happened to work out that basically everything I wanted to talk about was in the Good Guys set, and everything you wanted to talk about was in the... Oh, Jesus Christ. This was a mistake.
Watch that be the only one.
I did promise as well that if we got at least one super chat during this, that we would do a fan card live stream next week.
Ooh,
I don't even think I told Dalton about that.
Can't wait.
But I'm just
Disaster 2.0. Oh, it's going to be hilarious. If Christian keeps torching you, this is going to be fun.
Someone send one to Dalton. His reactions to this stuff are very funny. Anyways.
Really?
Yeah. So we are going to look at them, and what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth on them.
Yeah.
I'll do one from the hero set. He'll do one from the villain set.
Oh, that's a lot of flippity flop.
And flippity flop.
I thought we were just going to go like, all right, we're going to do Golden Garga.
Nah.
And have like a mini discussion, then do Violent Vanity and do a mini discussion.
Nah, man, I like chaos. And by chaos, I don't mean the deck.
All right, we'll try it this way, Jacob.
We're going to have you first, because I'm still recovering a little bit, man.
All right, so we got to start it off with my boy, Deadly Eyes. Oh, he's going to be just so amazing. Just the fact that his counterattack can destroy all monsters that attack him is just going to be so good. I know I'm missing his other effects, but it don't matter. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to make Dragon Blood Sex so much better. I don't know how many copies I'm going to run of him. What do you think of Deadly Eyes?
Pretty good. Not sure if I should downplay how good it is, so it doesn't see any regional play. Because
I just hyped it up, so I don't think
we got to counterbalance it. All right, so I'll say it's absolute crap, and you'll say it's amazing. How about that?
How about if I just break the bottle of hot sauce over your head? How about that?
I do not approve.
Good.
Also, I'd like to say that if any of you do have any specific cards you'd like us to review for you, send us a super chat. You can also do the hot sauce thing if you want. If you don't have to.
Do both.
And you can include the card name, and we will review it for you. So we're moving on to one of my cards, yes?
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay. Let me pull up the list and pull up the first card. Oh. I picked literally one at random from my list. And it's a Godpunk card.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We're going to start with Top World Deity Might Brawlzeus. In fact, Dalton and I, we went out to lunch today, and it was freezing cold on the way there and back, because we're kind of in a cold wave right now here. And we ended up talking about how good/not good it might be. And general consensus is it is good. Not as good as the original, but pretty good. So it costs 2 gauge, but put 2 total of yours and your opponent's gauge. It's weird wording on it, so you can pay 2 of yours or 2 of your opponents or 1 of each.
Yeah.
I wonder in like a multiplayer format, could you choose 1 of one opponent's gauge and 1 of another?
Maybe we should try this out.
Will anyone besides us ever do that? Plunder. When this card attacks, put the top card of your deck into your gauge and drop 1 of your opponent's gauge. So if you pay 2 of theirs and then plunder, they're losing 3 gauge, which hurts.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the end of your turn, if your opponent has 1 or less gauge, put a card from your opponent's field into the drop zone. And last, he has double attack, which is actually pretty good because the other Brawlzeus didn't have that. He doesn't have the ability to multi-attack, but this one does. And his plunder ability is not once per turn. So you could potentially kill up to 4 of your opponent's gauge. Now, I'd argue gauge killing is not as important as it once was, but it's still pretty good.
Well, you never know. Those spell nulls are still a thing, my friend. Spell nulls are strong. Other cards might slowly show their presence now that I feel like they're going to be more important, but we'll see what happens with those. But otherwise, I still think this card's, if anything's a 2 of in main deck, or otherwise it's in sideboard for Godpunks. But that's my own personal opinion, and I don't play Godpunks, so, that's me. Anything else on that, Jacob, or do you want me to...
No, I think that's where we're at. Easily a 7 or 8 out of 10 card.
All right. Now I gotta talk about Deep Looker, though. Deep Looker. Another size 2 to put into your Dragon Blood Sex Souls. During your opponent's turn, if your opponent's monster is destroyed by a card effect, gain a gauge and a life, and your souls can't be dropped, which is fantastic instead of just relying on a set spell. But you're still going to run the set spell, don't get me wrong. But it's just going to be fantastic. It's going to kind of help bring the deck together, in my opinion. That's gauge ramp, so Lost World? What do you think of Deep Looker?
I'm not personally interested in it. It did not stir me up in a way where I'm like, oh, I'm passionate about this card. But it's cool. It's definitely could see some relevant meta play.
Okay.
And its art's cool.
Yeah.
That's all I have to add.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little more about it?
I literally told you its effects.
Yeah.
There's nothing else really about it.
Oh, okay.
You're never going to call it. If you're calling it, we got problems. That's all I'm saying. If you're calling it, we got problems.
All right. Well, I guess we'll then move back over to Jacob's side. And Jacob's going to pick another random card from his list. He's not doing these in order. He likes chaos, not the flag. So we're going to talk about a Dungeon World card today. Filling Memories. It's a Folktale Destruction card, and it is a spell. And it says, you may cast this card without paying its cast cost. If there are 3 or more cards in the soul of your Folktale item, that's typical for them to do. They'll get that pretty easily. Pay a gauge and a life, so the cost isn't even that bad. Counter, destroy all monsters on each player's field and deal damage equal to the number of monsters destroyed. I believe there is some controversy yet on if it's only the cards on your opponent's field or if it's both fields. I'm not sure if that was settled. I'm not sure. Either way, the card's super good. Because it's a play extender, it destroys your monsters, which is the most important part, which allows you to send them back into the soul and get chain attacks. My one big criticism about this card is it does not help Folktale on the first turn, which they are one of the absolute weakest going first decks. They do not like to go first, and this card absolutely does nothing to help them with that. Hooray!
What, did you want a card that would be like, oh, you can attack more than once this turn?
Yes. But it's a setup card, it's a playmaker, and potentially a finisher, all wrapped up into one cheap card that could potentially be free. I like it a lot. Even though I don't play Folktales anymore. Spoilers.
Oof. You played them before?
I did.
I thought it was your girlfriend's deck.
Yeah, but girlfriend's deck means Jacob plays it.
We'll get into that some other time. I don't really have much else to say about it. I like the card. I think it's going to help Folktale. I think it's going to help them extend their plays and so forth. But like Jacob said, they are not a going first deck. But it's still nice to have the card. So I guess you want me to talk about my next card? Or
Sure, I'll give one more quick thought on it.
Oh, okay.
Folktale did not see much topping before, and this does nothing to help them actually top more. But it's still a really fantastically cool card.
All right, so now we got a spell from my Dragon Blood Sec boys. We got King of the Star Dan. I don't know if we're ever going to have to say star, but it's in there, so I'm going to say it. So basically, you could take a card from your drop zone, put it into the soul of a Dragon Blood Sect on board, engage and draw. Just more setup, just more resource gain, because that's what we need here. More resource gain. I love it, don't get me wrong. I love the deck. It's just, so nice, so nice. What do you have to say about King of the Star, Dan?
I don't like the name.
The Star? You don't like me saying the Star?
No, like the full name. It just doesn't roll off the tongue. I don't care about the abilities, the stats, the world, the name.
Here, let me clarify it for you. King of the Star, Dan. Does that help you now? King of the Star, Dan.
I don't know why. I just really don't like its name.
Neither do I.
Oh, really? Really? So not just like being a weirdo.
No, you're not. It's just a really weird name, but it makes sense for the deck. That's all I can say.
All right. I'm guessing by the awkward silence that means it's my turn to talk about a card.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you, sir. So let's pick something that catches my eye. Nope, that's Star Dragon World cards. Not going to talk about any of those. Unless I'm paid to. Ooh, let's get one of the big hitters out of the way. Because I've been talking about some of the minor cards. God Punks, they're cool. Folktale, it's cool. But they're not the cards that are, the big, sellers for the set, right? Let's talk about the, big, in-your-face card of the entire set. How about that?
What's the big card in the set?
Deity Gargantua Dragon.
So what's the big card in the set?
I'm sorry, do you have a problem with Deity Gargantua Dragon?
I'm still waiting to hear about the biggest card in the set.
All right, so Deity Gargantua Dragon. You may use this card with all flags, because, it's a multi-world Garga, and that's nothing special. And if this card is your buddy, you can use Dragon monsters from any world. I don't even have to read the rest of the card. That's the key thing. So just for the low, low price of nothing, by making this your buddy, you can run Gargas in any deck. It's One, I love to see buddy skill cards. It's something that's drastically underutilized, and honestly, it's kind of unfair that only Garga gets that, but I really wish other decks could. We've had a couple in the past, like Zeta does that kind of thing, right? Yeah?
No. Gem Clone.
Sorry. And I imagine we could get more in the future, and I'd love to see more, honestly. But in particular, this one is ridiculously powerful. Like, extremely powerful. You have two ways to look at it. One is playing this in a Garga deck. As, you're playing in a Magic Garga to have access to different Gargas, or Katana Garga to have access to different Gargas, or Dragon Garga to have access to different Gargas. Or you can look at it as a Tekken card. So let's say you're playing Danger World, and for some reason you just need some good finishers. Well, your buddy doesn't do anything for you. You just gain 1 life off of it. Who cares? Throw this card in as your buddy, and congrats. You've got a sideboard full of finisher cards now. Hooray. So the actual abilities of the card, besides that, pay a gauge and put the top card of your deck into your soul. That's pretty typical for Gargas. During your turn, call this card from a Dragard Soul by paying its call cost. That's actually really unique, I'd say. And then Deity G Evo. So it's an evolved form of G Evo. At the end of the battle of this card, draw a card. Then call up to 1 Dragon monster from your hand on top of this card without paying its call cost. This ability activates only once per turn. Yeah, and it's got Penetrate, Move, and Soul Guard. Straight up upgrade to several of the other base Gargas we already have. And it's scary what some decks might be able to do with it. Your thoughts?
This man said you can use it as a Tekken. That's all I gotta say about that. It's a good card, don't get me wrong, but Tekken? Yeah. I don't see it. You crazy if you're doing that. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that.
You know what I have to say about that?
My next card?
I think you need some hot sauce, man.
Sorry, I don't see no super chat.
You're right. Your next card.
All right, so we got probably the weirdest named card outside of King of Dadan. Jacob, I'm pretty sure you know what this is, just because me and you kind of went back and forth on how we were supposed to pronounce that one word in it for Dragon Blood Sect.
Go ahead.
The spell. You didn't want to keep ping-ponging it here?
No.
No?
No. This is all you, man.
Just going to call it Dragon. But Dragon Judge. Remember, because it has an I in it?
I'm not looking at the card, so it's making it hard for me to know what we're even talking about.
Take Dragon.
Yeah.
And after the G, put an I.
Dragion?
How you say it, right?
Dragion?
If anybody knows how to pronounce it,
Dragoon.
put it in the chat. But
I like Dragion. That sounds kind of cool.
So you pay a life, you choose a monster on your field, and you check the top 5 cards of your deck. You put up to 2 of them, put up to 2, into its soul, and the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. Soul Ramp! Oh, so needed in this deck, outside of the actual cards that put themselves into souls, but I digress. I think it's fantastic. It's probably going to be a 4 of in decks, maybe 3, depending. I think the deck's going to be pretty tight for space. I think it's Oni's 2.0, because I haven't seen too many bad cards. Everything has been at least good or greater, in my opinion, so.
Dragion?
Thanks, Ace of Spades. Or should I say DBR?
I'm going to just call it Dragon.
Okay. Do you have anything else on it?
It's a cool card.
Wow, man. That hot sauce really got you, huh?
No.
Does it have you in the feels?
The endorphins rush through from it, right? And then they faded away, so I think I might need a second hit of it to keep going.
Oh, you can just go ahead and take another hit if you want.
No.
Basically all I got to say about it. I probably have like 2 more cards for Dragon Blood Sect, but I'm going in order where Jacob is not. So, Jacob.
Jacob gets to talk about a card.
Yeah, especially when you're still on me.
Well, that's probably a good thing. Let's talk about Cosmo Man.
Okay, what about him?
There's a new Cosmo Man.
Yeah, what about him?
I just like seeing Cosmo Man support, even though like Cosmo Man isn't good and probably never will be good. They gave it a good shot. So we have Shooting Star Galaxy Exalt Ultra Cosmo Man. Size 3 monster, Galaxy Exalt, Galaxy Defense Team, 20,000 power, 3 critical, 10,000 defense. This card cannot be called. This card cannot be destroyed, returned to hand, and its abilities cannot be nullified by your opponent's card effects. So many restrictions on what you/your opponent can't do. If you would be dealt damage, you may pay 1 gauge. If you do, reduce that damage by 5. I love that skill. That's so funny. It is so hard to get through a 10,000 wall and also have 6+ critical. It's really funny. He has quadruple attack, transform, put a Galaxy Exalt. You are transformed into your drop zone and pay 2 gauge. I love it when they take Hero World and just make it go over the top. You know, some of the larger size card burns are other great examples. You know, when you've just got a card where like, this is ridiculous, guys. Why are you printing something like this? But they're not necessarily good or, you know, at the very least unfair cards because you do have setup towards it. I like this card in its design. Now, it's still got problems. You know, first you have to draw into it and another Cosmo Man, which can be a little rough. But man, those types of players that, you know, love to play big aggro things or, you know, big, shiny, cool cards are going to love this thing. It's super cool. What do you think?
It's Cosmo Man. Ultraman to the maximum. At least he doesn't return himself to hand. That's all I got to say about him.
That is
He's
true.
a cool card.
It's really weird that within one card they killed that, you know, like gimmick that he had.
Right. It's a good card. It's going to help them. They might see some play at Springfest just because people are interested in it. I could see that happening. But otherwise, it might just be a little fab and might just disappear afterwards. But who knows? Maybe Cosmo Man's next OP deck.
Still loses to rest cards.
You still got to deal 6. Still got to deal 6. All right. We got to talk about that new negate for Dragon Blood Sect. Scarlet Finger? It's just more soul ramp.
I'm sorry, did you just say Scarlet Finger?
Yeah, I'm only saying the names that you can technically say for each card.
I love this card name. It sounds like a move from Gundam. Or Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, you basically negate the attack, and then you get to place a card from your drop zone into the soul of a Dragon Blood Sect on board. Can't really argue with it. It's fantastic. Can't really see anything bad about it. It's going to replace the old one. Maybe. I'm still debating. Still having internal debates on it, because I do like destroying monsters. But soul ramp, it's going to be a combination or something. I don't know. Jacob, what do you think about Scarlet Finger besides the name?
Soul Ramp in that deck is inherently something I stay up late at night worrying about. That deck, it's pretty scary, honestly, and it, you know, any consistency boosters like that are a great thing, right? Especially since you've got some good skills that activate Insoul.
Of course.
Yeah. So, very good card.
Mm-hmm.
The question is numbers. Probably not, you know, like a 4 of or anything.
I only ran 3 negates, so that's where it's probably going to stick. I don't know. It's already tight in that deck. It's going to be a challenge, but I'm ready for it. More than I was with Onis. Onis is a whole different beast. So, Jacob, what's your next card? Or do you want me to go again?
I'm going to throw a good friend of ours who I believe is still in chat, but definitely was earlier, Will. I'm going to throw him a bone and talk about one of his favorite cards. I'm going to talk about a Katna World card. I'm going to talk about Nirvana, Deity of Compassion, Amaterasu.
You know he doesn't care about that card being talked about.
I know.
Okay.
That's the funny thing. Size 3, 8/3/8, pay 3 gauge. Counteract, pay 1 life. If you do, draw 1 card and choose one of the following 2. You may only use this ability once per turn. So you immediately draw a card and then choose to either gain plus 6,000 power and triple attack, or plus 6,000 defense and counterattack. And you know what I have to say about this card?
That girl good.
It's an upgraded Amaterasu. It's a good card. Let me just say that. I'm not saying the card's not bad, but it is kind of boring. Nothing about it really surprises me. It doesn't adapt their Electro Deity's playstyle whatsoever. It doesn't do anything different than the size 3s they already had. It's just better. Art's pretty cool, though.
There's something wrong with you. Card's fantastic.
All right.
Brilliant.
Tell us why.
No, you don't tell me what to do. Yeah, you didn't think that one through, did you? No, but it's a fantastic card. I'm still going to tell you. It's best buddy, you know, the way Will would say, because it basically takes Suzanu's place now, even though he was already fading out of the deck. You're still going to keep original Amaterasu, because why wouldn't you, in my opinion? And it's probably just going to move a few of the other size 3s into sideboard for sideboard options, but it is going to be a fantastic card for the deck. It's going to help the deck stay competitive and maybe make its way into top 8 somehow. I don't know, but
Yeah. I do believe it is your turn.
My turn. But all I got is a fake heart.
I thought we were doing fan cards next week, man.
That's the new item, bruh. Fake heart turning Dragon Blood Sect into Raging Spirits, the better ones. Just imagine that, because at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you choose a Dragon Blood Sect, and all their attacks have to go to it. I think that's fantastic. I might have to debate on which of the 2 items I will be using.
Are you saying Raging Spirits are back?
No, I'm saying Raging Spirits were done correctly this time, and not Raging Spirits.
Oh.
Yeah. Sit down. So you got anything on the card?
Serious talk, besides the fact that I miss Raging Spirits. It's good, and also, like, unintentionally, it's a really good counter to cards like Shock Gallows. You know, that move your monster from the center to other positions. So now you're just like, well, I don't care. It's still getting redirected to it anyways.
Right?
Athora would kill for this card.
Wait. They got a card like that, didn't they?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they did. Chat, let us know, but I'm pretty sure...
I think, doesn't Mirror Valley, like, force them to attack?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But that's less cool.
Because it's not a fake heart.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, sir, what you got next over there?
I'm going to talk about one of the big flagship cards from this Good Guys set again. This card has a parallel card, you know, in the villain set. This card being Shining Combat Deity's Glory. Continuing the Climax booster tradition that X had of having a card with just like the entire roster of good guys on it and a card with the entire roster of bad guys on it. You notice that? That's a trope now. And it says it is a spell card. You may use this card with all flags. Very cool. I like cards like that just in general. And it's much cooler than, what is it? Last year's was Red Emperor's Awakening. I want to say is the name. And that was,
I thought it was Red Thunder Army.
Red Thunder
Army. Red Thunder Army.
Sure. Which was limited to Thunder Empire and Dragon World. You know. And maybe Iron. I don't know. Probably, maybe, I don't know. But, this can be used by everybody. Pay 1 gauge. Counter. G Evo. Call up to 1 Deity Dragon Tribe monster with Gargantua in its card name from your drop zone without paying its call cost on top of a Dragod monster on your field. And for this turn, that card gets +5/+5. You only cast this once per turn. This is a fantastic card. Just straight up saying that right now. It gives some really, really good play extensions to every deck that can run Dragods in it, which is now every deck. But, primarily is going to be Dragon, Magic, Kachna. And it can be used by all of them. And it is actually a pretty scary card. So keep them spell nulls handy. There is another card, which I'll probably talk about next, that also can do some cheating with G Evos, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice card, especially if you're going to be playing Gargas in Dragon World, running it with, what is it, Gar Switch, or whatever it was called, I can't remember, which is from hand, just comboing those two off together. Yeah, it just helps it be more aggro. That's all I got to say. Just more aggro card. Everyone loves aggro, right? Right, Jacob? You like aggro, right?
Oh, you know what? I think Bushiroad should print 200 more aggro cards. Why not give us 10 crit quadruple attack on a size 1?
What the heck did I just listen to? That was cringier than... Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. So I guess it's my next card. Huh? Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this card, I still don't understand why it's in the villain side. I don't see any hints in the anime yet that the character playing the deck is going to be playing for the villain.
Should we put up like a spoiler alert?
Well, I'm not spoiling anything from the anime.
Oh.
I'm just saying I haven't seen anything yet. But Korigane! It's getting a new form. And I love it. Because what? It's on attack if you have a standing Excel Blade. Nullify the abilities of a card on your opponent's field. Destroy it. And then you gauge and gain a life. So in tandem with the Neo. There we go. You're basically Dragon Emperor Legend in some way. And what, triple attack too? Ooh.
I had a thought recently.
Oh no, Jacob's thinking again.
I know. How much would they have to power creep a new Dragon Emperor Legend to make it as relevant as Dragon Emperor Legend was when it first came out?
Have you looked at the Lost World variant?
Yeah, no. But I'm saying in Ancient World, as a generic, hard once per turn spell that just gains you resources, how good would it have to be?
Cameron Blackstar's comment was amazing. I'm sorry.
Joke's on you. I'm not on any meds.
That's some good stuff. Yeah.
You were saying something about Lost World and Dragon Emperor Legends.
Yeah, because Lost World has one, and it's you have to have 2 Lost Vaders on board, and then you basically do a double Dragon Emperor Legend. That's all it do. But, I think that would be a perfect card to send to our Discord to see what you guys can come up with. I think we can see some interesting things, don't you think? Don't you think, Jacob?
Fan card live stream?
Oh.
Do you want to move on to the next card, or?
Well, I thought we were still talking about the next Dragon Emperor Legend and Ancient World thing again.
Oh, no. We're moving on, man.
All right,
Can't
then it's
stick
you.
on that too long.
Then it's you.
Next, I'm going to just cover and tell you guys right now this is the last Dragon World card I'm talking about today. Combat Deity, Fang, Dragon, Sword, Garga, Saber.
Wait, you talked about another Dragon World one?
Yeah, technically the one that can be used in all flags is a Dragon World card.
Actually, it's not. I don't know why it's in there.
Oh, is it not?
No. I'm 100% it's a normal.
No, it's a Dragon World card.
Oh.
I just checked. Deity Dragon Tribe weapon, 6,000 power, 2 critical, pay 1 gauge, counter, act, G Evo. Choose a Dragon monster on your field, and you may pay 1 gauge if you do call a Dragon monster from your hand on top of the chosen card without paying its call cost. Then, you may put this card from your field into that card's soul. This ability can only be activated once per turn. Ooh! Please stop it with the G Evos. Please.
Hold on, I gotta say something into chat real quick. Like, hashtag sober Jacob. It's gonna be trending now.
And by trending, you mean used twice and then forgotten about forever.
It's already been used about 4 times,
Oh, shit.
just in our chat alone. So you already failed. The saber that basically G evolves, right? G evos.
Yep.
Again, Dragon World Hyper Aggro. There we go. Nothing else I can really say about it. It's all it is aggro, more aggro, add some more aggro, sprinkle in a few other worlds, and more aggro.
Also, I'm going to complain for you. You said it's been used 4 times, but clearly one of those says Super Jacob.
Oh, my bad. But 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, crap.
And make 5, 6.
Stop it. If you're going to do it, at least do it in a super chat so we can go to Atlanta.
Or, what's your Twitter?
I don't have one.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
I honestly don't know what it is.
Well, since you don't even go on it, you should still figure out what it is, guys. Add them and put hashtag sober Jacob. Maybe I'll find it and put it in Discord. I don't know. All right, so my next card, huh?
Don't at me, bro.
Too late. So my next card. It's actually not... It's a decent card. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty decent. I'm going to be talking about Rook here. Rook's not bad. It's nice to have.
They actually want my Twitter. Someone send a super chat and I'll post it.
What was I going on? Rook. It's still nice to have a card that can destroy a card in your opponent's field. So say they have an annoying set spell that you want to get rid of, but you don't want to use your chest breaks because you're not playing against Max Dragons. So there's that. But my one gripe about Rook. Bushi, why the hell was he not a searcher? Like every world has a searcher. Every archetype, I should say. But draw metal? What you got against draw metal? They need a searcher. Jacob, what are your thoughts on Rook? I know it's technically not a positive, but
Rook is cool. Isn't he the last one we needed for our chess thing?
We haven't said it on this channel yet.
Shh, we did once.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it was only during that one live stream that you did with a different channel.
Oh.
Because remember, I was watching.
Team Burning Infinity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you asked me.
Oh. So you'll guys find out about that after the set comes out.
Yeah, it should have been a searcher, in my honest opinion. The effect's still nice. It's probably going to be a 2 of in the deck, in my opinion. Maybe even sided. I don't know exactly. I'd still have to work out a deck for one of our buddies. But should have been a searcher, man. Should have been a searcher.
That's all draw metal needs?
Yes.
Well, you know what? Then they're in a pretty good spot. If all they need is a searcher,
They had if they had a searcher, they might need more stuff, but the searcher would be the number one thing on their list. So, Jacob, what's your next card?
I didn't pick one because I was so distracted reading all the damn hashtags.
Soap your Jacob?
I'm feeling... someone pick a world for me. I can't decide.
Magic.
Oh, I was hoping chat would, but, you know...
I was just trying to help out, you know. I was kind of getting the juices flowing for
We're
chat.
going to talk about Tidy Effect.
Okay.
You may only
Hey,
cast
magic.
during an attack on your opponent's turn. If there's no monster in your center, pay a gauge, nullify the attack. Then for this turn, the next time damage will be dealt to you, it's reduced to 0. It's an okay card. pretty typical at this point. You know, it essentially stops 2 attacks.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
Potentially.
Also, you know, some decks care now because of things like Holy Magic, you know, which spells are in your deck. So if you can divide up between 2 different good nullifiers.
Jacob. We don't have Holy Magic.
How could you do this?
I think you should have threw some hot sauce in your eyes instead of trying
That would not be fun.
You would have been crying.
I spilled some water on the table.
I noticed. Hold on, I gotta do one thing in chat real quick. Putting an F in chat for Holy Magic. I'm gonna hold off on my last major one. But I know there's been one card that one person really wanted us to talk about. I gotta remember his name though, because I don't think anyone's gonna like my opinion on the actual card and what I think about it. Well, let's talk about Narrow Slit Lance. Jacob, before I talk about my thoughts on the card, what do you think on that?
I'm sorry, what card? Narrow Slit Lance?
Slat, I don't care.
What does it do?
It's the new Narrow Lance.
Oh, what does it do?
Oppress typical cost, call cost, and then pay gauge when it would be destroyed. It remains on field.
Kind of a ridiculously stupid card.
In which way?
It is. Are we on the same page here? It's a terrible card.
In my opinion, yes.
Why not just run to Queen?
Well, you're already running to Queen.
Right. Queen makes it totally pointless.
This is true. It makes it completely pointless and kind of underwhelming. I could be wrong. People might be trying to run this card at max copies or something, but for the deck that I'm helping my buddy build, I don't think it's ever going to get into the deck. I don't know if that's what you guys wanted to hear, if you guys are actually super hyped for the card or not. But I don't think it's good. You know, I don't know how you truly feel about it, you know, or if you have more to add on to how bad we think it is.
If I were building a draw metal deck, I would not run it at all. Sorry. Not sorry. Don't at me. Next card?
Yeah, Jacob, what you got?
You talked about a crap card. So now
I talked about 2 crap cards, so.
Well, I'm going to talk about a crap card now. I'm going to keep it in Magic World from my last selection with Outstanding Magic Magidog. My question here is, why would you ever play this? Ever.
Meme.
It has 3,000 power, 2 crit, 1,000 defense, size 1 deity dragon tribe. Counter, act. Put this card from your field and a spell from your drop zone on the bottom of your deck in any order. Put the top card of your deck into your gauge and gain 1 life. That's it. That's all. That's all. That's all it does. So, let me tell you why that skill is not good. Yes, it is a counter skill to remove it from the field, so it could be a free resource, you know, if your opponent attacks into it or if you need to clear your center for your item. Counter number 1 to that. There are better resource gaining cards. Just gaining a gauge in a life doesn't matter. Why not run the other Gardog? Counter number 2. Oh, you can clear your center with it. You're playing a size 2 focus deck focusing on Dragods, so you don't exactly put them in your centers, and you only run really one size 0, it's kind of pointless. Counter number 3. The deck space for size 1 is already a little thin, and you've got way better cards than this. Like, infinitely better. I cannot see one legitimate reason why anyone would ever choose to run this card in their deck.
Memes.
Also, it has a cost to it because you have to put a spell from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck. You know, the one thing Magic World really doesn't want to do because they've got
Are you
other
sure
cards
about
they're
that?
saving them for.
Well, I guess in that argument, yes. Yeah.
That just means one less card for a holy magic. Oh.
Throw hot sauce in your eyes.
Or for a blade mage. So you are actively crippling your deck for a gauge in a life. You know, something that literally every spell in your deck already gives you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have nothing much else to say about the card in my honest opinion.
I'll give
besides memes.
I'll give one last sentence on it. It is literally the definition of pack filler. I think more than any other card I've ever seen for Buddy Fight, it is pack filler.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So my next card, the new Sync. Fantastic. It, along with the old one, or just running just entire field, the new one. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Giving everything +1 crit and penetrate, and damage can't be reduced. Jacob, can you handle that much Mystic Knight power? Can you? Can you? Can you? Can you?
You're baiting me here, aren't you?
Can you?
Aren't you? I know what you're doing. I see it.
Can you feel it?
No. Okay, so I was initially planning on building Mystic Knights. I built them, and then I played them, and I decided they were shit and not something I'd ever really be interested in. I then also decided that even with the new support, they're not going to be good enough to see any competitive play remotely because it is a size 1 focus beatdown deck, which never, ever, ever works. And it is so easy to disrupt, it hurts. And the deck will never see play, even with a relatively good boss card like the new Sync, and the impressive amount of damage it can put out, and impressive amount of like actual draw power. Deck sucks. I'm sorry. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Wow. Thought it was a good card. Jacob feels otherwise. All right. All right. Jacob, you got any more cards over there?
Do I? I got so focused on
If you
that.
don't, that's fine. I know the perfect way to end this live stream.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see. I didn't talk about Star Dragon World at all. Who cares?
You said you weren't going to.
I didn't talk about Darkness Dragon World because cursed dragons aren't my thing, even though they're pretty cool. I didn't talk about Ancient World because, again, not my thing.
Only really 3 spells that are good in my opinion, but
So yeah, I'm good.
you're good?
You're good.
All right. So we're going to end this off right with talking about the best world to get support in this. I'm just going to do it as a generalized thing. I'm not going to try to pick out certain cards because then we'd be here for another 18 hours and beat Bushi on that record. But Legend World. ECs are fantastic. God, can't wait to play them. They are fantastic. The fact that you could potentially OTK on your opponent's turn. Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. If Will's ever on a live stream or anything like that, he knows about it. He knows about it. Or if he wants to release the fact that he's Will in chat, he can do that. But ECs, oh, so fantastic. So fantastic. Best deck, claiming it here now. Tier 0. Yeah. Don't know why it's in the villains one. I think it should have been in like the innocent bystanders one.
Or maybe that's like a big twist in the anime that you don't know about yet, but like they spoiled it because cards get spoiled.
Yeah, something like that. Well, Jacob,
like on a scale from 1
Jacob,
to 10,
Jacob,
how hyped are you?
Scale of 1 to 10. Have you ever seen 10 to the Googleplex power?
That's a big number.
Yes, sir. That's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. But our boy Will wants us to talk about a card.
What if I don't care?
Damn it.
He didn't super chat us, so
Oof. Sorry, Will. I tried. Got to super chat it. Maybe throw Jacob's name down for extra salt.
Yeah. If anyone didn't catch that, if you guys send us a super chat and you name one of us, that person will eat some ghost pepper hot sauce. I know some people have joined us late. So far, only one, and it was me, and it sucked. And I still recommend someone send one in for Dalton because.
Oh, please go ahead, super chat yourself. Do it. Do it. I dare you. I dare you.
Wait. I'm going to do it live on camera. Let's see.
They want me to be their hero.
I can be your hero. It won't let me. It says links to another app is blocking off wallet, and now it crashed.
Hey! Your boy doesn't take hot sauce. Wow.
Guys, help me. It won't let me do it.
You can do $1 if it...
No, it won't let me do Eddie.
Well, I was talking to them, not you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how low it actually goes. I don't know if it's $2 or $1. I don't really know that much about it. I don't watch that many live streams on YouTube. Funny enough.
It completely crashed my YouTube app.
Breaking streams on your own phone, bruh.
YouTube is on your side, apparently.
Hey, maybe.
Are you on Team Jacob or Team Dalton, guys? It's like in the anime and also Captain America Civil War.
I choose to be Iron Man. Because you take away the suit, I'm still a playboy entrepreneur.
Does that mean I'm Captain America because I'm the whitest man ever?
Yeah. And you're like super old, even though I'm older than you.
Now people know you're older than me.
Yes. Ooh, I see.
I love the awkward dead silence. That's my favorite part of doing these episodes, guys. I'm going to talk about another card because I'm bored.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You might want to switch it to yourself, though.
No, not until I pull up the right card so people don't get to stare at me. All right. We're talking about another Godpunk cards, boys, because I love it. We're going to talk about Nirvana Group. It's a set spell. Already making me really, really excited. I love set spells. Godpunks on your field get plus 3,000 power. No one really. They're not punching through anything, anyways. But I guess it helps. But not what I was looking for them. But during your turn, when a card is put into your opponent's gauge by a card effect, you gain 2 life and draw a card. This ability only activates once per turn. You may only set one of this. Wait, why is it called Nirvana Group? And at the bottom it's Skyrim. Translation problem. Let me explain why this card is good. So there's this card called Daipan.
Yeah, what about him?
Yeah. So it turns Daipan into giving your opponent 1 gauge, and then you gain 2 gauge, and then you draw a card, and then you draw a card, and then you gain 2 life.
You know what I say to that? Obstruct.
Oof.
You know what else I say to that?
What?
I can't say it because I would ruin our surprises for Springfest.
Oh.
But you know what I'm talking about. We were talking about it during lunch.
You're talking about my fancy-dancy chess art deck?
Dude, we weren't going to talk about it.
I know, but we got to give them a little bit of a teaser now that we mentioned it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, what else is there to talk about? You know, ECs are probably the best thing coming out of these 2 sets, in my opinion. But, you know, to each their own. What do you think is going to be the best deck or best new supported deck out of these 2?
Which 2? Like
between
ECs
the 2
and
between the 2
no,
sets.
like Curse Dragons are pretty good.
Okay.
Like generically, it's a good archetype. Just gonna be frank with it, you know. However, I think they're going to have the problem of people over preparing for them. So like everyone's going to have counter stuff for them or just know how to play it around the deck. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I think ECs are really good. I think a lot of the side decks in the villain one are getting good support, and I think people are underestimating the ability of decks to, for basically no cost, tech in Garga cards from any world, in anything. And I think we'll see some experimentation with that. I don't see Folktales seeing any play. I don't see Cosmo Man seeing any play. I don't see Mystic Knight seeing any play. And I don't see Venom Dragon seeing any play. That's the list I got for you.
I didn't ask for all that, but all right. I would talk about the new Hanako, but I know Jacob would just trash it, so I didn't want him to get that overheated about it or get destroyed by you guys, you know. You know, you a bunch of savages. Right, Jacob? How do you feel about the new Hanako?
More Hanako is good, but like with every new Hanako released, I feel there's diminishing returns.
Sure.
What do you think about it?
I love it. I think it's fantastic. It was the next thing in the line. It makes complete sense for the archetype and just for the deck in general. I think it's going to be a fantastic card for it. But, you know, then there's you.
Me?
Yeah, and your hate against it.
I will say, it was just mentioned in chat, she is a really odd inclusion of a card. She doesn't fit with, you know, the rest of the Climax boosters. She's just kind of like, it feels like she was supposed to be in Buddy Lineage, and then they're like, oh crap, we forgot to put it in. Let's put it in this set instead.
That's exactly what happened, you know? Same thing with Dragon World in Golden Garga. Reprint. You know what I'm talking about? No, or is it in
Force?
Violence Fantasy? Yeah, Dragon Force. Random reprint in my eyes. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That kind of happened.
What? Originally in Break to the Future?
I don't know.
Someone fact check that, please.
I don't know. Man, they really want us to talk about Gale.
I said we will talk about Gale if we receive any super chat. Any. I don't care what. You can even put my name down for more hot sauce.
I'll give you guys some time to think about it. You know, if you just want to keep spamming it in the chat, maybe eventually I'll talk about it. You know, not let Jacob know. But you know,
we just I think these sets together are a pretty good expansion to Buddy Fight. Now, the real question is on the fact that for the first time, they're separate sets in English. So I would like to know, which do you think is the better value?
Why did you ask it like that? But you asking me which I think is better value?
Yes.
Very simple. Wherever Lost World is. Because for some reason Lost World's expensive.
That's because every deck can.
All right, Jacob, come on. I will force you to eat more hot sauce.
I think it all comes down to one card. Is the multi-world Garga sought after? You know, if it is, I think it might bump it up to be the more like financially valuable set. But I think probably going to lean towards the villain one because of ECs and Lost.
Yeah, I forgot about the sword that's getting released too for a Leviathan.
Yeah.
Boy. Gale is a fantastic card. I really hope the deck does well for Spring Fest.
I'm sorry, what was that you just said there? Oh, what was that you said there?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I didn't say nothing. I think Cursed Dragons are going to be a fantastic archetype.
What?
So, yeah, I think we've rambled on and kind of stalled for long enough, huh?
Always.
Unless Christian wants to make you eat more hot sauce.
Christian, do you want to make me eat more hot sauce? Do it, Daddy.
And with that being said, thanks for coming out. Thanks again to Christian for the super chat, unless somebody decides to super chat right now, or if YouTube's just being complete a-holes about it and not letting anyone super chat. I think this was a lot of fun. I like the fact that we got a few bad cards in there, too. I think that was nice.
Someone please explain to me how the new Magic Dog is remotely good. Like, in any vacuum. I don't care. Come up with the most BS combo, something to prove that it's worth printing it on cardstock. Thanks, Christian. Christian wants more.
My boy.
Stuff doesn't come out very well.
Gotta do more than that.
Oh, you want more?
I want more.
More? Hey. That is enough.
Possibly. Mystic Knights could be a backup for me. I don't know. There's so many decks I want to play. Show the people. Show the people.
Let's give him a good.
Now die.
Psych.
You still got some on there, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jake, can you just flip it over to me while you concentrate on your stuff there?
I hope it was worth the $2.
Flip. Thank you. Thank you. While Jacob dies, I'm going to talk about Gale. Since there was technically a loophole in Jacob's way of explaining it. So I find Gale to be a pretty decent card itself. I find the archetype in general to be decent. Kind of what Jacob said, I feel like people might over-prepare for it because they are kind of scared of this new type of win condition type deck. So they might over-prepare for it, but I still think even with all that preparing, it's still going to be a decent deck. Maybe tier 2, possibly tier 1.5. It's kind of hard to say, though. Gale just being able to, when it's destroyed, pay a life, return itself back to your hand, and proceed to put a card underneath your opponent's flag. Muy bonito. Curse Ritual, which is really just black ritual, but for Curse Dragons, draws you a lot of cards. And some of the testing that I've done with Will, since he's one of the people in our group that's going to be playing the deck, they draw Engage like crazy, man. It might just be the way he's playing it, though, but they crazy, man.
There you go.
All right. So, make sure to subscribe. Hit the like if you like this live stream or if you're watching the archive version, if you like the video. I'm forgetting words now. I forgot.
It hurts.
It hurts?
Just a little. I got some stinging around my mouth.
All right. So make sure to follow us on Instagram. Join our Discord if you want to keep talking about these cards or if you want to get in on the fan cards. Can't wait. Also, we're looking for that new Ancient World specific Dragon Emperor Legend retrain. Counting on you guys. Counting on you. Check out our shop. All links will be in the description down below. And above all else, Jacob is dying, and I'm going to leave him here.
The worst.
And I'm going to leave him here, and I'm not even going to try to save him. We'll see if he survives. Survival of the fittest, right? Only the best survive? Stay classy, y'all.
Thanks for listening to TCG Buzz. New episodes can be found on tcgbuzz.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For box openings, deck profiles, and more, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.